Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. I'm here for my Mirabilia parade. I'm going to do this in stages because there are so many. The first two I'm going to show you are the ones that I have already stitched. They are Lady of the Mist and Emerald Mermaid, and I will insert those. I will insert a clip of those here. Here is Lady of the Mist. I finished her in September last year after approximately 9 years working on her. Off and on, obviously. I had her professionally framed, and I took her to the Nora Corbett retreat at the start of this year in New South Wales, and Nora signed the back of it for me, and I will insert a picture here of what that looks like. I don't want to take it off the wall because it is kind of heavy and it's been taken off the wall so many times. I'm just worried that I'm going to rip the back. But it was professionally framed. It has many beads, but it's absolutely beautiful. I'm really proud of this one. And she's the very first Mirabilia that I bought, very first one that I stitched. And I really think she's beautiful. Here is Emerald Mermaid. This one is stitched on 28 count Jobelan Summer Sky. I started it in November 2017 and finished it in May 2018. It took just over 6 months to complete. And she has also been professionally framed. And I really enjoyed working on this one. I worked on it while I was in the States earlier this year, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed that. The next ones I'm going to show you are my whips. I have 6 Mirabilia whips on the go at the moment. I am planning on starting more. Probably 2 in the next 3 months. Okay, so the first one, just off the pile in no particular order, but Winter Queen. This is MD13 and there's no blurb on the back. But that's that one. I'm not sure about the fabric I'm stitching it on, as in I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to stitch it on this fabric. It is stitched on 28 count Monaco in Fairies Wear Boots by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and all I've done is that. That's all I've done because of the fabric. I will sort that out before, hopefully before May, because I want to do a mostly Mirabilia May for Mania next year. And I'm hoping to catch this one up during that time. Another one is Villa Mirabilia. This one is unfortunately out of print. She was a unicorn chart until I found her. A lady had stitched her on, she showed it on Facebook, and I was admiring it, and she offered it to someone, offered the pattern to someone, and I actually contacted her and I said, if that person doesn't want it, I'd really like it. And she was gracious enough to send it to me for nothing. I did send her a gift in return, but she didn't want anything in return, and that's amazing. But yeah, this is Villa Mirabilia number 38. And the back says, taking the air at her countryside villa, a highborn lady spreads her sumptuous golden gown about her while surveying the weathered urns, sculptured topiaries and rambling English roses of her meticulously tended garden. The Villa Mirabilia crest at her feet reflects her love of cross-stitch, but the crest name can easily be changed to that of another family's private estate, perhaps yours. And this one I'm stitching on 28 count Opal Lugana in Oasis by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and this one is huge. It's on a fat half, and that's all I've done so far. So I've started on the topiaries up here, but yeah, she's beautiful. Next one is Enchanted Mermaid. I am stitching this one as part of a sale, and we started it with Belinda and Itch to Cross Stitch for her birthday this year. We were all at the Mirabilia retreat earlier in the year, and we all had it, or the handful of us that started it, and so we all decided to start it for Belinda's birthday. She is extremely blingy. I now have all the beads for her, but I don't have the treasures, and there are lots of treasures. So yeah, I'll be collecting those slowly. But I am stitching this one on a Silk Weaver fabric in Summer Sunset. It's a 28 count Opal Lugana. And that's all I've done so far. It's just the top of her head or her hair. But I will be getting this back to this one for November next month. This one says, this striking sea nymph comes alive with metallic threads, beads and treasures. This one is Autumn Queen, and I'm stitching this one as part of the sale that Belinda, an Aussie stitcher, and I, we've been starting all the queens on the first day of our season. So we started this one on the first day of Australian autumn. So this one is one that was started during March this year, and it's on 28 count Lugana in Rocket Queen by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And that's where I'm at so far. Whoops. That's where I'm at so far. Really love this one. I can't wait to get back to her, but I will be stitching on this one probably not until autumn again. But the blurb on the back says, completing the series by Nora Corbett, Autumn Queen takes her place beside Winter Queen, Spring Queen and Summer Queen in a royal celebration of the seasons. Gowned in shades of mauve and teal and bedecked with a king's ransom worth of jewels, her sumptuous cloak is a whisper-edged wonder of olive, ebony and metallic bronze brocade. After all, isn't it customary for autumn to arrive in a blaze of glory? And this one's number 45. She's beautiful. Next one, I don't have an envelope for this one, so I will just show you the photo. It's Summer Queen. And I'm stitching this one on Indian Sunset by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And this is another one of my favourites. And another one that I'm stitching with Belinda Aussie Stitcher. And I will be returning to her next month. December for our summer. Love her as well. And the blurb on this one, so I'll show you that while I'm reading it. It says, this one's number 22. It says, the stunning companion to Winter Queen, the Summer Queen also commands admiration all on her own, from the top of her golden chignon to the tip of her graceful writing plume to the hem of her heavy satin Tiffany blue gown. She's a symbol of all that is glorious and perfect, just like summer. This is the most recent one that I started. I started it on the 1st of September this year, and it's Spring Queen, also out of print unfortunately. It's number 34. The long-awaited companion to Nora Corbett's Queen series, Mirabilia's Spring Queen takes elegance to a whole new realm. Her off-the-shoulder embroidered silk brocade gown is augmented with pink salmon and periwinkle to match her priceless tiara and spray of fairy flowers. Like spring, she came in her own good time, but was well worth the wait. And this one I'm stitching on a mystery fabric. It was the fabric of the month for October last year by Colour Cascade. And that's where I'm at the moment. The next one that I'll be starting, I'll be stitching this with Terry from Terry Lee Crafts. We are starting this one on the 31st of October. Neither one of us are really into Halloween, and so we decided we'd start this one because we both had it, and yeah, we thought Halloween was a good day, as good a day as any to start. If anyone else would like to start, you'd be more than welcome to join us. We don't have a group or a hashtag or anything like that, but please do go ahead and join us. This one is number 149, and it's inspired by the Greek myth of Andromeda. And that's the only blurb there is on that one. I'm thinking of starting this one on Summer Sky Jobelin, 32 count Jobelin by Wishshot, which is this colour. But I'm yet to finalise that decision, so that could change. but I have all the beads and all the threads and crane ink and everything, so that's ready to go as soon as I finalise the choice of fabric. So yeah, 31st of October, if anyone else would like to start, please go ahead. Also, if anyone else has done that on a light shade of blue, like the one I've chosen, could you let me know and let me know what you thought of how it turned out? Because I'd be really interested to see that one on a lighter shade of blue to see whether mine would work. This is one that I'm starting on my next birthday on the 13th of December. If anyone else would like to start, you'd be very welcome as well. This one is Lady Mirabilia. It's the one that I've been waiting for 4 months. I would say it's worth the wait because she's absolutely stunning. This was a 25th anniversary release by Mirabilia or Wishelt. She's number 158. And it says, I am delighted to present to you a very special 25th anniversary pattern. So yeah, this one, the fabric I chose for this one is called Blue Orchid. It's on 28 count Lugana. It's also by Colour Cascade Fabrics. That colour there is washed out. It's a much deeper blue. It's a really, really deep blue, and it's absolutely stunning. It's opalescent. Maybe if I fold it, let's see. That's a better representation of the colour there. Really pretty. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. I have the bead pack. There are 2 water lilies. This one is 241 Shenandoah, and this one is number 11 Pebbles. So, and there's also a crane ink, and that one is number 3223. It also calls for E168, which is a DMC. It's a metallic DMC. I don't like metallic DMCs, so I've decided to substitute that one for a crane ink. And then the other one that was released for the 25th anniversary was a little booklet. It has an interview with Nora Corbett at the front. Or not an interview, it just gives a little bit of information about her. It also talks about Damask Roses, which was the very first one. Sleeping Beauty, which is number 5. Number 26, Mermaid of the Pearls. Number 83, The Feather Fairy. Number 101, Circle of Friends. And number 103, Shakespeare's Fairies. And then the only pattern in this book is a little one called Portrait of Antique Vines, which is that one. It is stitched entirely in black thread, so DMC black, and 4 Karen water lilies. And then there's a Mill Hill beads and Mill Hill treasures for that one. And there's a lot of backstitch and a lot of beads on that one. It looks like it's completely like a full coverage piece. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but it is beautiful. So yeah, got that one, and that was like I said, a release for the 25th anniversary. The next 3 I have are a little bit different because they're not in the typical envelopes that you see Mirabilia's and Nora Corbett's in. The very first one is called Red Sky at Night, and it is that one. And the very first time I saw this, I had no inclination whatsoever to stitch this one. But then I met Tash, the Star-Crossed Stitcher, and we went to a retreat together in May. It was just a very small get-together between friends, and she brought hers along, and it is absolutely stunning, and I'm really glad that I have it. It was released in this book. I don't think it's printed anywhere else. This was a 40th anniversary release by Witchelt. It has a number of patterns in it. I'm not sure exactly how many, but there is only one Mirabilia design in here, and it doesn't really say anything about the pattern itself, but it is, that picture as usual doesn't do it justice, because when you see the actual piece stitched up, it's absolutely stunning. So there's that one. This book was quite expensive. I think it cost me about 40 Australian dollars. And there are quite a few in here that I do want to stitch at some point. But yeah, that's the book. The next one I have, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. If I do have a better picture of this one, I will put it up here. But this was a release by Casa Senina in Italy, and they released this one to raise money for the earthquake that happened in Italy a couple of years back, and or last year, sorry. And it's called the Ricamo per Rinascere, and I have no idea what that means. I did look it up at the time, but I can't remember. So this one was a PDF pattern. I've printed it out. I don't know if I actually have a picture of this one, but if I do, I will have inserted it. It's basically a statue in greys and whites and ecru, and it was all the proceeds went to the funds to help people rebuild after the earthquake. So I thought it was a really good cause, and one day I'm hoping to stitch it. I have seen it stitched up and it's stunning. So yeah. And the other one I have that is a PDF pattern. It was part of a magazine, I believe. I will insert a picture of it here. It is Queen Anne's lace, and I only have that one on PDF. So I believe it was a free pattern with the magazine, but I can't remember which one it was released with or anything like that. Okay, now the next ones that I'm going to show you are in no particular order. I've got them all in a big tub, and they're just going to be shown in any order that they appear. I'm sorry, I've tried putting them in order, but because some of them are kitted up and some of them aren't, they don't sit properly in a pile, in a neat pile. So they're a little bit all over the place. Is Adia the Garden Fairy, MD 41. It says, if you venture quietly into the woods at the golden hours of dawn, you may catch a glimpse of this benevolent fairy as she sows the sweet-smelling earth with cobweb strands of morning dew and the rarest of flower seeds. The handmaiden to Titania, queen of the fairies, this little nymph looks beautiful with or without wings. Place her in a garden room or give her to someone who loves watching seeds turn into something beautiful. I believe she's out of print as well. This is a Nora Corbett one. It's called Cherry Blossom, and it's part of the Spring Garden Party collection for Pixie Couture, and it's number 169. There's no blurb on that one. This is Sleeping Princess, number 123 by Mirabilia. Once upon a time, on a bed of tufted silks and embroidered pillows, a princess lies dreaming of roses and lilies. This is Roses of Provence, number 124. It says, these lovely Provence roses are also known as cabbage roses. They have a strong sweet smell and a double bloom form. Their many petals add to their luscious volume. They are beautiful stitched on linen or scattering their petals in the wind through an English garden. This is a Nora Corbett. It's Snapdragon, and it's part of the Pixie Blossom collection. It's number 225 in the Nora Corbett, so NC 225. It doesn't have any other blurb on that one, but I have got the fabric for this one. It is Emerald City, and it's a 28 count Opal Lugana by Colour Cascade Fabrics. Next one is Bella Butterfly and Bella Bee. This is a Nora Corbett 238. It's part of the Bella Portraits set, and I have the bead pack for this one, but no, I haven't sorted out the fabric for it just yet. I also have the companion for this one, and it is Bella Rose and Bella Hydrangea, which is NC 237. So these ones go together. This is Blooming Bride, number 18. It was designed in 1996, but there's no blurbs on this one. This is Butterfly Fairy, number MDL75. This one, I believe, well, this one was released as part of the 25th anniversary re-release of some of the 5 limited patterns. It doesn't have a blurb either, and I bought it as part of the re-release. And I have the bead pack for that one. This one is Charlotte, MD 112. It says, this treasure of cross stitch is a symphony of fuchsia, teal and lime. The pose is one of elegance and quiet contemplation. The simple flowing satin shows a subtle sheen and gives this piece an Art Nouveau feel. This is at the Met, number 135. The stage is set for the premiere of Mozart's Don Giovanni as an enigmatic woman enters the Metropolitan Opera House, the crowd parting before her as she glides up the lavish red and gold staircase towards the most expensive seats of the house. This is August Peridot Fairy. This is August Peridot Fairy, number 122. August Peridot Fairy has luminous butterfly wings that radiate cool shades of aquamarine and grass green. Her shiny black gown is cinched with a rose sash and highlighted with a lavender glow. Long black tendrils flow about her as she moves to cast her mysterious spell. This is the Baby Boat. I think this one's out of print. It's number 16 and it was designed in 1995. So this is a very old one of hers. This one is definitely out of print. It is Sleeping Beauty and it's number 5 and designed in 1994. And I have some fabric that I will probably use on this one. It's a beautiful dark blue fabric by Stitches and Spice, who are no longer trading, and it's called Spice Blend Midnight Magic. This one is Rapunzel, number 145, and it is inspired by the German fairy tale published in 1812 by the brothers Grimm. And I have the bead pack, that one, and more beads and chronic. And then I also have some Opal Lugana by Colour Cascade Fabrics to stitch that one on, and it's a very deep pink or fuchsia, and it's called Indian Sunset. I'm also stitching Summer Queen on this one, on this fabric, but not in the opal. Beautiful fabric. I'm sorry about all the stops and starts. I just don't think that you'd want to see me pack everything away, and I don't want to make this really, really long, so. Okay, the next one I have is the Kiss. I'm going to try and keep it in the plastic because it's really hard to take out. It's number 12. It is out of print and it was designed in 1995. And I have the beads and the chronic for that one. I bought it from Just Add Needles, and she only sells out of print patterns if you'll buy it with a partial kit. So yeah, this is Lady Alexandra, number 115. This design is midnight velvet, white star silk, Hollywood glamour, glittering diamonds and brocade. A timeless design of beauty and grace. Please meet Miss Lady Alexandra. This is Lady of the Mist, the one that I showed you right at the beginning. I stitched her, finished her last year. Number 93. In the garden at dusk is where you find the Lady of the Mist. She is usually surrounded by many petalled mossy roses. The petals are crushed beneath her feet and their heavy scent is thick in the air. The cricket's sweet symphony accompanies the sound of her rustling satin gown. You can see her when the blue moonlight reflects across her pale skin. Why she chooses to linger in such a place is a beautiful mystery. The actual pattern of that one is very beaten up because, like I said earlier, it took me 9 years to stitch it and I didn't make a working copy. So this is a Nora Corbett design, Little Snowy Pink Cottage, as part of the Snow Globe Village series, and it's number 162. This is another out of print one, I believe, Madonna of the Garden, number 79. Reminiscent of a Renaissance painting, the Madonna is calm and radiant as she cradles the angelic child. The lush fruit represents blessings and abundance. When completed, this design is truly a work of mastery and meaning. Maidens of the Seasons 1 and Maidens of the Seasons 2. The first one is number 70 and it says, crystal lilacs and lush peaches, symbols of spring and summer, illustrate the simple pure beauty of the seasons in the old world style of tapestry cross stitch. Designed to be stitched separately together or stitched on a large enough piece of fabric to include autumn and winter. And then number 2 is, Maidens of the Season number 2 is MD74, illustrating the simple pure beauty of the seasons in the old world style of tapestry cross stitch. This design completes the series. Designed to be stitched separately together or stitched on a large enough piece of fabric to include all the seasons. I haven't decided whether I'll be stitching these ones together or separately, but I do definitely want to start them soon. This is Marigold, it's a Nora Corbett one and it's NC200 and it's part of the Pixie Blossoms collection. This is called Mediterranean Mermaid, number MD102, and it says, she swims in the depths of the sea to recover fragments of another mysterious world, hiding them away in her underwater castle so covered in moss and sea life that the treasure hunters will never find them. This is Mermaid of the Pearls, number 26. I always thought this one was out of print, but I don't think it is just yet. But it is quite old, number 26. It doesn't have a blurb, but it was designed in 1997. This is an old one as well, Portrait of Caroline in Pink, number 104, or NC 104 because it's a Nora Corbett. A stitch portrait of a lovely young lady in pink crystal blossoms and satin fuchsia ribbons. Shimmering beads accentuate the neckline of her gown. A crystal teardrop earring sparkles like a star against her neck. This one isn't that old actually. It was designed in 2006 or released in 2006. This is Queen of Peace number 58, MD58. It is out of print. It says, somewhere in the mists of time, a young queen ruled wisely and well. In this portrait rendered by Nora Corbett, she has traded her golden crown for a jewelled circlet of full-blown roses. In a pose of calm contemplation, her dove-grey gown is cut low to emphasise a graceful neck embellished with cascades of crystals. Glistening regal emblems march across the sweeping folds of her skirt. A swathe of deepest apple green catches her train to one side, and a single amethyst ribbon trails softly about her feet. In her queen's quiet hands, a lone turtle dove perches peacefully, safe in the place of tranquility. This is the Queen Mermaid. This was another one that was released on the 25th anniversary of Mirabilia, and it was one that I purchased at that time. It's number MDL57. The Queen Mermaid swishes through the waves, glittering in the ocean light. And I have the bead pack for that one. This Shimmering Mermaid, MD71. Floating on the linen with gleaming lock and key attached by a bead chain, this shimmering, dreaming beauty is one of Nora's most romantic mermaids. The exquisite scale pattern and airy fins make this a perfect project, sure to be admired by young and old. This is Siren of the Shipwreck, MD125. All that remains of the ship is the ballroom's glittering chandelier. She longingly hums the ballads she's heard echo through the glistening waters. Her iridescent tail shimmers as she returns to the luminous depths with her crystal treasure. Rose of Sharon, out of print. It doesn't actually have a number, but it was designed in 1994. Rose Celebration, MD number 23. It doesn't have a blurb. But Rose Arbor, MD 48. Nora Corbett's The Rose of Sharon cross-stitch design has become an enduring favourite among Mirabilia design collectors. Nora's newest masterpiece, called Rose Arbor, is a mirror image of the earlier design, reflecting another beautiful woman beneath an arch entwined with full-blown roses. We think the appeal of both designs lies in the exquisite gowns, the elegant lines, the lavish details, and the romantic sense of style. We also think, why doesn't anyone make dresses like these anymore? And so they're suggesting that these two go together, and they kind of do. They'd look good together, I think. This is another one that was released on the 25th anniversary. It is number MDL 51. It's called The Seaside Kingdom, and it says, I imagine the most beautiful, sparkling, crystallized castle and the warm breezes of the ocean. And I also have the bead pack for this one. This one is Tulip, because I love tulips. It's number NC 168, and it's part of the Spring Garden Party collection for Pixie Couture. The Woodland Fairy, MD 67. It says, this beautiful fairy with a radiant wand is dressed in shades of pale gold and persimmon pink with fluttering misty blue wings. Entwined with gleaming leaves, she is perched on a mossy branch. Stitch to this magical nymph and imagine flights of fancy. This is Titania, Queen of the Fairies, MD 38. I believe this one's out of print as well. The companion to Nora Corbett's 1997 A Midsummer Night's Fairy, Titania harks from the same enchanted misted wood. Resplendent in a simple rosebud crown and a pair of golden, gauzy, gorgeous wings, she perches upon a tiny limb and offers these words from Shakespeare to all who lovingly stitch her sumptuous rose and coral gown. Hand in hand with fairy grace will we sing and bless this place. This one is Stone Roses, another really old one, MD 17, and it was designed or released in 1995. This is the Snow Queen, and it is, number 143. I think this was released in 2016. This floss woven woman was inspired by winter storms. This is another one that I don't have the envelope to, so I'll just show you the photo. It's called Moonlight Lullaby, and it is, it's a Nora Corbett, I believe. It doesn't actually say whether it's a Nora Corbett or a Mirabilia, so I'm not sure. But the number is L5-6, so I don't know what that means, but it's soothed by the moon and an angel's song. A tiny newborn drifts off to sleep beneath a sky of crystal stars. Should the night breezes grow cool, there's a checkerboard quilt for wrapping both close, stitched from rose petals and the same silver lining found in the clouds. An alphabet is included, so a special baby's name and birth details can easily take the place of the Dickens sentiment. And the Dickens sentiment is, it is not a slight thing when they who are so fresh from God love us. So that would make a beautiful birth sampler. This one is The Coffee House. It's Nora Corbett 280, and it's part of the Holiday Village series by Nora Corbett. This one is Mermaid Undine, MD 134. Undine, the water nymph, glides effortlessly through the depths with her favourite conch shell, prying open oysters for their glistening pearls lodged within. This one is out of print. It's Mother's Arms, MD number 11, and it was designed in 1995. I think this one's out of print. My Lady's Garden, number 9, and designed in 1995 as well. This is Renaissance Mermaid, number MD 151, inspired by the Botticelli painting The Birth of Venus. This sensuous maiden rises from the depths of the sea, enveloped in her long lustrous hair. This is Royal Holiday, MD 78. In brackets it has a Christmas Queen, and it says the Empress of Christmas presides over her festivities, adorned in velvety scarlet flowing robes, trimmed in evergreen rubies and fur. The Baroque gold pattern on her dress changes as the light dances on her gown. Full of glowing splendour, she will grace your holidays as a tradition for years to come. This is Christmas Eve Couriers by Nora Corbett, and it's NC 122, and it's just under the title it just says Santa's Sleigh by Nora Corbett. This one is Circle of Friends, MD 101. This is a tapestry tale of the love and support of close friends. 3 golden-haired goddesses dance intertwined amidst falling fuchsia roses. Each has her own beaded gown of peach, lemon and mint green, designed to honour our dearest friends who are there to inspire and enlighten us when we need it most. Cinderella, number MD 69. She made her escape as lightly as a deer. The prince followed but could not catch her. Only she dropped one of her glass slippers, which he picked up and treasured. Cottage Garden Fairy, number MD 63. And it doesn't have a blurb, but it was released in 2002. This is Deco Spirits, MD number 19, released in 1996. This one is Elizabeth, MD 116. This design is named for my favourite movie icon. I am so inspired with the fearless, beautiful way she lived her life. She swam with sharks and took wild road trips and truly lived. Yours, Nora. This is another one that I mentioned right at the beginning. This is one I've finished. I had the pattern signed by Nora. I hadn't finished it at the time, so that's why the frame wasn't signed. And it's number MD 77. Designed in pearly and citron hues, this enchanted deep sea nymph gracefully swims across the linen, entwined in lavender and mossy green blooming seaweed. This is a different one. It's Fairy Roses. The number on the back says NC1. So I don't know if that's the first Nora Corbett released. I'm not sure. But it says, this fairy has grand expressive wings in lovely shades of lemon. In lovely shades of lemon yellow and seafoam green. She is light and fresh and glistens with beads. Pale roses and petals flutter to the ground from her fuchsia shaded frock. This one I have the bead pack too. And this is called Fern, part of the Pixie Couture collection, NC 107. This is Florentina, MD 138, and it says this pattern was directly inspired by a trip to Florence, Italy. This one is the Gypsy Queen by Nora Corbett. It's MD 142, and it says, when I was a little girl, my 72-year-old Slovak grandmother raised my sister and I while my mother went to find herself. This is the Gothic House, NC 279, and it's part of the Holiday Village series. We're getting to the end, so getting there. This one is the Forest Goddess, MD 87. She wears a berry-dyed satin dress with crystal dewdrops around her neck. A gold locket on her belt holds dripping beads and petals. The moss green cloak envelopes her with ivy and berries from the forest floor. Sparkling fireflies dance in her earthen locks and all about as she balances nature between her fingertips. This is one that has just recently gone out of print. It's Angel of the New Dawn, number MD65. And this one, the more I look at it, the more I love it. It's absolutely stunning. This is a new purchase. It's called Venetian Opulence and it's MD99, and it says, this classical lady is wrapped in sumptuous jewel-toned silks while cascading ribbons flow around her among the graceful arches and carved columns of Baroque Italy. This one is out of print. It's Christmas Flourishes, which I bought from Hawkins Hobbies in the UK. They sell some out of print patterns as part of a kit. So they want to sell you the whole kit. It's number MD24. And the fabric that they sold me with it is this one. It's just a dark blue linen. And they call it linen blue spruce. I'm going to replace the fabric. I'd like to do this one on an opal fabric. I haven't decided which one yet. I might have to order another one. But yeah, I will be changing that fabric out. So I have the beads and the crank and the specialty threads that one needs. This one is Shakespeare's Fairies, MD 103. Shakespeare's fairies run through the twisted forest with only firefly lanterns to guide them. Their gowns sparkle and flutter around them in the pale blue moonlight. They whisper and quietly giggle about the lovers' follies on this midsummer night. And last but not least, this is one that I've had for a long time. I think it was probably the second one I bought. And it's called Priestess Elegance. It's MD number 6. Sorry. Yeah, MD number 6, and it was released in 1994. And I've got fabric for this one. It is an Opal Lugana by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and it's called Kingmaker. And that's the pattern there. And that is it. That's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you for your patience while I got this together. I will see you soon. Bye everyone.